Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. I am JP. Today we are answering the big question, are the Milestar 38x13.50R17s true 38s? Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is take off the spare since it's brand new, has 0 miles on the road. The other tires have about 1,000 miles, but I don't want that to be an issue. I'm going to air up the tire to its max 36 psi tire pressure. We're going to measure the height and the width, and then that way you guys can know what you're getting into with these Milestar 38s. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and air up the tire to 36 psi, which is the max tire pressure for this tire. Alright, there we are, 36 psi.
Okay.
Alright guys, I went ahead and measured these tires using my spare tire. I put it up against my truck tire, level on the ground. I measured along the hub center. I used a level on top. That way I could get the most accurate reading that I could anyways. And I kept measuring about 37.5 inches for these tires. I am mounted on an 8.5 inch wide wheel. I believe on their website they call for, I think it's like 37 3/4 inch tall, or 37.8 inches or something like that. And I think it's on like a 9.5 inch wide or 10 inch wide wheel. So again, I am using an 8.5 inch wide wheel here. I also laid the spare tire on my garage floor, and again through the hub center I marked on the concrete on both ends, and then I measured it, and again I got about 37.5 inches plus or minus a 1/16 of an inch. So I would say these tires are pretty accurate. There's not many tires on the market that measure exactly what their size is. There is a few exceptions, of course, and then there's also exceptions on the other end of it, like the BFG KO2s that I had on there previously. Those were 37 inch tires, and I think at best I was getting about 35.5 inches with the weight of the Jeep on them. I run these tires on my Jeep at about 22 psi. I find that to be a good balance for me. At 22 psi on a two-door Jeep, on measuring the rear tire, I got about 36 7/8 inch of height, and I would say that's pretty good considering I'm only running at about 2/3 of the maximum tire pressure. Well, there you have it guys. I would have liked to have seen these tires measure out to a true 38 inches, but they're not a true 38 inch tire even on the Milestar website. They are damn close though, considering I'm not using the same width of rim that Milestar measured them at. I am getting about 37.5 inches of tire height, and I'm good with that. Again, at 22 psi, I'm getting almost 37 inches of tire height, which, running a lower tire pressure than max on a 37, you're not likely to be so close to 37 inches. You're probably going to be a lot closer to 36 inches. I went ahead and measured the width of the tread and the sidewall portions. I measured just under 11 inches on the tread section. Let's call it 10 7/8. And from sidewall tread to sidewall tread, I got about 13.25. Now granted, these dimensions might change slightly depending on the rim width. Again, I am using an 8.5 inch wide wheel, so keep that in mind. So overall, pretty satisfied. I wanted to get this information out there. I know a lot of people are curious. I myself was even curious. I hope this answers your question. I'm going to show you guys one last thing before I end this video. Don't mind all this mess on the back of the Jeep. I'm actually going to go do another mud test here pretty soon, and I'm not going to bother cleaning this off because I'll be cleaning it off really soon anyways. After this next time that I test these tires in the mud, probably going to lay off the mud a little bit, you know, unless it's on the trail or something. Otherwise, I'm going to go through and give the Jeep a good cleaning and give it a break from purposeful mud bogging. Anyways, I wanted to show you guys something, because once you get into pretty big tires, they start to get pretty heavy. This tire was around, it was like just under 80 pounds for just the tire, and then the wheel is like probably like 30 something pounds. So you're looking at about 100 and something pound combination, and not only that, but it's a pretty large diameter tire, so it becomes quite difficult to lift it onto your Jeep that's sitting on this tire with 3.5 inches of lift. So lifting a heavy tire combination like this can be quite the challenge. Now I'm going to show you guys how I do it. You know, some people can probably pick this up and put it right on there. That's not me. I have back problems. I have an adductor injury, but even with that going on, I can still lift it up here using this technique. I'm going to show you that now. So what I like to do is squat down, put my knee nice and low, and then I'm going to roll. Alright guys, couldn't talk while I was doing it. Basically, I like to put my knee down low, roll the tire up on my knee, and then lift from there. That saves me a lot of trouble on my back, and even as far as squatting it, it's a lot easier to squat it when it's at knee height versus ground height. Trying to get under this thing and lift it up on here is quite the challenge. So just wanted to give you guys that little tip on how I like to get a big tire and wheel combination up on the back of my Jeep. Alright guys, so what did you think of that technique for getting my tire back on the Jeep, my spare tire that is? Do you guys have any technique that you use? Do you have just anything that helps you, or are you just a brute and you chuck your tire up on the back of the Jeep? Or do you have one of those fancy carriers that drops it down nice and low so you don't have to really struggle with it too much? I'd like to know in the comments below. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more from JP, please hit subscribe. If you guys have any further questions, thoughts, ideas, throw those in the comments section below. I'd love to hear from you. And until the next video, guys, I'll see you around.